Hey guys! In this video, I will teach you a very powerful strategy. So this strategy is very similar to the previous strategy one uploaded. So it's an ABC strategy, but with a slight variation. And using PY with ABC is a bit weird. So usually in ABC trading strategy, what we would do is we would look for an ABC setup like this. So this will look something like this. We have a leg, B leg and C leg. We then wait for market structures shift below this line. And then we would take our entry from this fair value gap, extreme fair value gap, and boom. So if you are a new viewer, right? If you're watching this channel for the very first time, let me explain what is ABC. So we have in one direction, so we have an uptrend. We have a small downtrend, and then we have another higher high. So we have a higher high, higher low, higher high. So when you have this ABC formation, you wait for price to come back into this range, right? So this line right here is the range. Let me type here. Range, so this is range. Price comes back into this range and breaks some structure within this range, alright? So there could be a structure here. Could be a structure here as well. But what really matters is the structure which is below this range. So when the structure breaks, you take your entry from the extreme fair value gap and you take your profit at around this level. What it's going to do is it's going to increase your win rate with ABC strategy. So I've heard so many good feedback from you guys, and I've seen comments saying that this is working so well for them, but this is going to change the whole game. Okay. So let's assume that we have a break-off structure here. And then you have your supply zone, fair value gap, order block, whatever you want to use. I recommend these three: supply OB, fair value gap. If there is supply OB or fair value gap in the extreme zone, you want to mark that out. Now you want to look for an ABC pattern near that supply zone. You're going to look for that C leg, right? So we have ABC. And the C leg goes into that OB, supply zone or fair value gap. When that happens, you want to wait for price to break structure within that range. So this right here is the range. So when price now breaks structure, you want to take your entry from this extreme fair value gap. So price goes back and boom. You want to target this level as your first take profit level or your whole take profit level. Now we use supply demand, OB fair value gap, because we are now trading ABC with the trend. If you are a trend trader, it is definitely going to increase your win rate. Let's assume that we have a break-off structure. We have a break of structure, right? We have a lower low, lower high, lower low. This is break of structure. Let me mark this out. Then you mark out your supply zone, order block, fair value gap, and then you wait for ABC formation near that order block. So what it's doing is it's sweeping out the liquidity, so this is like inducement. And then we have a push up, and then we break some structure within the range. So that becomes AA plus setup for you to take. You target this level or maybe this level around here, and it works like a charm. So in case of a long trade, you look for a bullish trend. You identify a break of structure. You have break-off structure, and then you have, let's say, your demand zone here, or you have your order block or fair value gap here, right? You want to wait for ABC formation near your zone. So price comes back, and before touching the demand zone or fair value gap or order block, you want to wait for price to give you an ABC setup. And the C leg goes straight into that demand zone, order block, fair value gap, right? It should not pierce through it. So if it pierces through it, you can then maybe avoid that setup. So when price comes into your POI, you want to wait for price to break a structure above the range. So this is a range. This land right here, this is the low here and it breaks, right? So I want to see a structure break, or change of character or market structure shift, above the range. So when price goes up, break some structure here, you take your entry from the fair value gap or order block, and then you target this level, or this level. So it's really that simple. And make sure that your entries are during kill zone hours. A lot of people make this mistake. They take their entries when the price section is not in kill zone. So make sure your entry is during kill zone hours. So I will try to give you guys some examples, and then it's going to be clear for you. You can see we are in a downtrend here. So we broke this structure here, and then we broke some structure here as well. I wouldn't call it this a break of structure, this right here. Now, we have our extreme zone here, right? This could be our extreme zone. Let me mark this out like this. We also have this zone here with fair value gap, as you can see. This right here. So I drag this along, and I wait for price to give me an ABC pattern near it. So I'm going to call this the supply zone. And then here we have FVG plus OB. And we have an ABC formation happening here. We have a leg, we got the B leg, and we got the C leg. This happened recently, actually. Let's see how this plays out. Now we have a push up into the market, into that fair value gap plus OB. So now we have this tiny little structure here. If price breaks, we can look for an entry. So now we have gone into the extreme supply zone. So let's see if price can reverse from there. We were going to look for a market structure shift, which happens right here. So we have market structure shift here. Let me mark this out. Cool, we did not consider this because price created the structure after touching this line, after touching this range. We want to look for market structure shift below the range. This was the structure and price broke through it. Now, we have this fair value gap and we have this OB. I'm going to mark this OB out like this. We still got some fair value gap. What we can do is we can take our entry from this auto block or supply zone, whatever you want to call it. You can put your stop at the high or you can put it right above the auto block. You can simply target this level here, which is our take profit, usually. So this would be 8.57. So let's see how this plays out. So price just taps into our entry point, and it just smashes through the TP. Look at this accuracy and look at this movement. There's definitely something happened here. There was definitely some market makers in the play here because we followed these exact simple rules that I've taught you guys, using supply zone or order block or fair value gap with ABC formations. This is so amazing, guys, that I cannot tell you. You can see that we had a market structure shift. We had an order block here. Price literally tapped into it. Look at the precision. Okay, so there are some people who say, like, ICT concepts don't work. I mean, explain this, right? Look at this precision. It's just not a scam, it really does work. So I will give you guys another example. So we have another example here. So you can see that we are creating ABC pattern at the moment. So we have the A leg, we got the B leg, right? And now if we break the high here, we got the C leg. So now we want to mark out our supply zones, order blocks, fair value gap. So right here, you can see that we have this wick right here, the first candle that creates fair value gap. So we have one candle, this candle and this candle. So we have fair value gap here. This is the first candle or start of the fair value gap, you could say. So this is a potential poi that we can look for. I call this order block as well. So we have this, and we also have this extreme supply zone here. So we could mark this out as well. Now let's look for confirmation here. So we tap into this OB with fair value gap, right? So we want to look for a market structure shift. We want to see this structure being broken. So let's see. And we have a market structure shift right here. You can clearly see it here. And if I zoom into this, you can see that we have some fair value gap here, right? There was some gap and this candle filled it. So this right here would be our entry. I would put my stop right there, and I would target the low here, right? This is our take profit level. So let's see how this plays out. Boom. This is absolutely fantastic. Alright, so we came back and we mitigated this auto block here as well, right? And price then went straight to smash the TP. So you see the movement here, right? This is called displacement, or this is called like a move by bankers, right? You can see this is like constant bearish candles. That is insane. So you can see the precision here, guys. This is what I want to teach you guys. If you backtest this and learn this thing, I guarantee you, you're going to become so powerful in trading that it's insane. Okay, I would actually put it here because it's so close. You just combine a poi with ABC formations, and it's going to work like a charm. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go back, test it and enjoy. Goodbye. Thanks for watching our video.